Welcome, everybody. Hey, sorry about the delayed, and I said I was going to start a little while ago, but you know, sometimes you gotta drain the main vein, if you know what I mean. That stuff just hits you, especially when you're drinking some caffeine. It just, warm liquid just seems like it just goes right through you. That's probably not exactly what anybody wants to hear, but hey, if you're back from this morning, right, I would say maybe it was 11 o'clock or so. Was it 11? Yeah, I believe it was 11. I was telling everybody not to panic, right? And that we had to get above 1,600 and 20,000. And we had to close candle, you know, above a good level of support. And what has happened? Exactly what has happened, right? I do have my current trades in a slideshow on the bottom right-hand corner for you guys to see as well, so you just know what I am currently trading. You know, I've told you what some of my strategies are. I want to wait till I get to 50% on them. If it's not close to a level of resistance, if it's close, I might wait a little while, so I might give or take, you know, 5 to 10%, but then I will cut half of the trade out from there, and so that way I'm playing with house money. Yet again, my Bitcoin trade that is down 2% right now, and my Ethereum trade that's up 30%, they both, I've already locked in profits, and so playing with house money on both of those. I actually, on the Ethereum trade, yes, I've taken profits on both of them, but the Bitcoin trade, I actually went back in. Once we got below 20,000 and we dipped, I decided to definitely add that 50% back in. And I actually added a little bit more than that as well, just because I'm so bullish on this, because the Ethereum merge, right? ETH merge is happening in 7 hours. It is happening in 7 hours. And I actually added a little, which is just, it's going to happen tonight. I'm so excited. I'm so excited because this is a huge event. And I guess we'll just get right into my price targets, because look at this, dude. Look at this boner candle. Yes, I'm calling it a boner candle. For everyone out there that's super sensitive, you know, there's not that many people watching anyway, so you don't have to care, right? You know, but for us guys, we're all immature at heart. We don't change as we get older. We just get we just understand a little bit more, so we're allowed to cuss and, make maybe some not so I'm trying not to like get totally kicked off of YouTube. My other channel, my motocross channel, I do a pretty good job of trying to do that here, but why not bring it over to finance? This is unfiltered finance. But just look at that green guy. Look at that green guy. Boom. I call it the green boner, right? We have some resistance just at the 1650 range, and we'll see if we bump above it. I do believe we're going to bump above it. There is so much volatility is going to happen. So much volatility is going to happen here in the next 7 hours and 28 minutes. And my trades below, like the Ethereum one, it's both prices are actually, Bitcoin I'm down a little bit more than what the actual price is right now from when I just took these screenshots. Ethereum is up more, ADA, 88.48, so they're both down just a little bit, but that's to be expected, right? There's a massive fight going on right now here in this hour. I'm really interested to see how we close this hour, because if we can get up here to, what is that price? That's, 1,700. It's not out of the realm of possibilities, but this is starting to be a tweezer bottom, right? This is starting to be a tweezer bottom. You can just think of as two forks, right? But without the middle thing. Maybe that is a really crappy analogy there, but that is a good sign. That is a good sign for me on the daily, right? If I'm going to on the 1 hour, if you watched my previous stream in the morning, I was telling you about, hey, the spinning top is becoming a hammer, and a hammer is incredibly bullish, because even though if it's red, again, what I try to nail home to some people is stop paying attention to what the freaking colors are on the damn candles. They don't mean as much, right? But they do tell a story. And what story was this one telling you? Well, opened, boom, 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 went all the way down, then came up here. To me, that's a hammer. That's bullish. What is that saying? Saying that buyers came in and they decided to buy. And I didn't move my lines here. It's just interesting how they just kind of fall apart, or they just place themselves, right? Lines are, everyone can put their lines where they want them. You can't really be wrong. I don't like drawing like vertical lines a bunch. I know a lot of other traders like doing spiders, and they have big old trend lines. Sorry, I was on the wrong, but they want to draw big lines that go up here and then say, hey, this is a flag, hey, this is a pennant, and hey, look at this wedge. I'm not so much about that. I am more of just a price action trader, and prices, boom. Like here's another buy signal from, again, my morning stream. We were talking about trading on the hour, and we're mainly trading Bitcoin, but Ethereum, this is a breakout. Boom. This is a breakout of the range on the 1 hour, right? You can't argue that this is a range, consolidation range. What always happens? We see consolidations after a big crash, okay? After upwards or downwards, you can look on any chart and they're easy to spot, very easy to spot. Here's one, right? But after a run up, here's another one. After a run up, here's another one, right? Run down, here's one. Okay, those are some of my favorite setups, is because they're easy to manage. They're easy to have your stops and easy to have your take profits and everything. I guess if I'm just here live, I have not looked at the Fibonacci retracements, and 9 out of 10 people get wrong on how to draw fib lines, okay? Usually they think when they're going up, they should draw a fib from, the bottom to bum, 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 bum. No, that's not how you do it. You draw from the most recent high to the most recent low. Okay, and my fib, we're past the golden pocket here, which is understandable. If I was to have another good trade is having two of your fibs, and they've got to be close between a couple portions. They've got to be close to either the golden ratio or the 50. So a good entry, if I was to wait because I kind of missed the pump here, if somebody missed the pump, you'd want to wait for a retracement down to these close levels. Here, let me zoom in, right? Let me zoom in. And why is it close? Because they're fairly close, okay? These two lines are almost touching each other from both the Fibonacci retracements. That is a perfect entry there, okay? And my stop would be underneath if I entered on the 6.8, okay, it would be underneath the 38, and that's, gets me right around here where the tweezer bottom is, okay? And if I entered on the 50, well, I'd be closer to my stop right around the 0. That's just a simple strategy that a lot of people use. It's kind of confusing, right? So most people, at least most new traders, don't use that kind of a strategy because you got to be patient. You got to be patient with the Fibonacci's, right? But they're an interesting tool to look at. And what did I just delete? I deleted my trend line. I don't want to do that. I just want to delete my fibs. But I'm stoked here. I'm stoked here. I think that this is a good move, that we've got 7 hours left. Most of my trades are positive right now. I'm pumped. I'm going to continue to hold them because I said that, basically right now, because I did move my trend line because my strategy did change, is 1660 is relatively, okay, I'm on the 1 hour. I need to go back to... There we go, so I can see more, right? Okay, so 1660 is this new little range that we're in. That's what I'm looking for. Can I draw straight lines? Dang. And 1800 is really where I want to take profits. 1800 is going to be my first take profit on this guy. Now that we're here, this is going to be the first, because I do think that this pump is going to get up there. It might not happen. It might not be in one daily wick, okay? It might be a couple day wick, but by the weekend, I say that we're fluttering with 1800. I know my targets were really 1900 to 2000, which is still a possibility. However, I want to take profits at 1800. That's just where I should take profits. My HODL wallet will be good when Ethereum just goes up forever, but trading, you're kind of getting in and getting out. Okay, it's like dating, right? It's like speed dating is trading. You're speed dating. Okay, for Bitcoin, just great that we're back above the psychological level of 20,000. All that is telling me is it's telling me that the buyers are winning. The buyers are winning. They are in control. I don't care about the news right now. I'm looking technically. The buyers are in control. The stock market, did they close in a green? Okay, they did close in a green. Very close to 4,000. 4,000 is just as good of a psychological level for the stock market, S&P 500, right, as Bitcoin is for 20,000. So I suspect the market opens tomorrow. There might be a gap up, and we're back above 4,000, which would be great because the stock market is kind of reflective of the crypto market. It's just simple. It's just how it goes. All right. Looking at the chat here, give us some recommendations. Said, what do you mean recommendations? Recommendations on coins? Is that what you're wanting? And then EV says 1640 is my resistance on ETH on the daily EM 21 and 4 hour 20 EMA. All right, let me look at. You're saying on the daily. Okay, you're on the daily. Please save the live. Please save the live. I don't. Can I save the lives? I think they stay on my channel. You just have to go to my live streams and you can see them again, right? I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Okay. 1640. Okay, let me zoom in. Let me zoom in here. I want to take a look and see if I'm seeing the same thing you're seeing. $16.80. Okay, you're not counting the wicks. You're counting just the solids, which is good. You know, that's where you can do is you can. That's kind of where we're getting rejected a little bit right now is 1640, just off that one. Right? Yeah. Nope. I'm kind of going. Here, let me, because they're subjective. Jesus. Move that back. 1640. I would say that there is resistance right now at 1640. You know, dun dun dun. We're basically on the same page here, and you're saying that you were on the EMA 21. Okay, I'm going to use a little bit different EMAs. I like the 9 and 20 and the 200. Okay, and you were saying on the 4 hour, they're hitting. You know, EMAs, for me, EMAs are not a good level of support and resistance. They just aren't. They're moving averages that are delayed, right? The only time I use moving averages is kind of like a trade trade, or when there's a cross. When there's a cross, that's when that's just another, where the heck did my little drawings go? When there's a cross, okay, when you have a lower moving average cross above a higher moving average, that is a small signal for me to be like, hey, price is potentially going to go up. And usually, you know, I will look at a cradle because like here's the 9, the orange is the 9, and then the blue is the 20, okay? And then the green is the 50, and then the red is the 200, right? But the really ones that I only really look at is the orange and the blue. Because when we're in a trend up, I look to see when we kind of start to touch or break below. The ideally is when we're inside this cradle between the 9 and the 20. Those end up being the best trades, okay? They don't work as well on longer time frames, you know, but they end up working pretty well on shorter time frames. Sorry, guys, if it's looking like I'm having you guys can't keep up because I'm just all over the place here. But yeah, that would have been a good bounce. You know, barely, it did touch, went up, you know, but the majority of the time, they don't act as good support, okay? Because like on the daily, you know, you could still use them as the cradle, like I said. Dun, dun, dun. Because look at this. Here's a good cradle trade. Boom. It's in that area of the cradle. Boom. Right? Wait for it to come back. Boom. Cradle. Boom. Right? You could use it. Dun, dun, dun. But we're stuck in a range right now, so then it's not as advantageous. Okay. But if we close green, right? If we close green and if we close here in 45 minutes above 20K and above 1600 for Ethereum, we are going to have a green couple of days. I'm just calling it, right? I could be completely wrong. I'm calling for 1800 Ethereum. I really would like to see back to 21.5 of Bitcoin, and ideally I'd like to see 24,000 Bitcoin, but we'll see. We've got a large portion to go here, but this is huge. This is huge. And why is this huge? It's because we're creating another bottom, right? We're creating another bottom, and it's a higher low. It's a higher low than this one. It's not simple math. Higher low, boom, which then tells me that's half the equation. The next is having a higher high, okay, right around the 24,000. So that's my price target on Bitcoin. It's just my price target, 24,000 on Bitcoin. On Ethereum, we are creating a tweezer bottom, which is a higher low. Okay, here's that low. Again, low, low. It's like a stair step. You know, where is my dang thing? I wonder if I can like kind of draw, you know, some decent looking stairs. Okay, so here's a low. Boom. Stair, right? So the next one would be somewhere like this. It's easy to tell with the stairs. And there is a trading strategy out there that's stairs for stops. I really don't like it. Really don't like it. But no, I just wanted to get this out there. I know I've been talking for 20 minutes and there's not much to go on besides, hey, big news for the Ethereum merge that is happening in less than 7 hours. And we are looking like we are creating another bottom, which is a higher low, guys. You with me? Higher low. That is great. That is great. You know, I'm going to contradict myself here because I just was telling you guys how I do not like to trade off of trend lines, but, you know, I will draw them for educational purposes, you know, because it's not that hard to figure out if you're in a uptrend or downtrend just because of that whole higher high, higher low kind of a thing, you know, or lower high, lower low. But it's easy to look at a trend line when it's clearly going up. Okay, and that's what it's doing right now. You know, I should probably change my colors here so people are like, why are you doing have green and because I just haven't bothered to change them. You know, they're just interesting to look at, but yeah, right? So that people kind of know, right? Because each its own. You will develop your own trading strategy. Okay, I am really a big support and resistant kind of a guy. Let me get back into the chat. Shots on Ethereum Classic. Dude, I haven't even looked at Ethereum Classic, but because that has been a pretty good play for, you know, I made a video about Ethereum Classic because I was saying like, hey, this would be a pretty good play to buy. Now, let me stick on Bybit as well too. You know, oh, we have an engulfing candle on the daily. Boom. Right? Engulfing candle. Saying that this guy could be like a 10x, 100xer. Over the long run, maybe. But again, it's a legacy system, right? It's an old system. You know, this is, what would be a good analogy? It's like the old muscle cars. There's always going to be somebody around that, actually, dude, okay, you guys probably aren't all big into motorcycles, but it's like the old two-stroke motors now that four-strokes come out. You know, the four-strokes are better technology, and everybody uses them. You know, they're mass adoption, but everyone still loves the nostalgia of the two-strokes. Okay, you could insert whatever. You could say, like, I don't know. I don't need to come up with multiple analogies for the same thing because that's just wasting, you know, your time and my time talking here. But that's what Ethereum Classic is. This isn't a long-term hold by no means, you know, and you shouldn't be investing in something just because it's cheap. Just because it's cheap, that's not what you should be investing. Like, look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is probably the safest crypto, and it's incredibly expensive, right? But that risk versus reward, okay? This guy is cheap. And it's cheap for a reason because nobody uses it. Nobody builds off of it. Because, again, it's old tech that had a basically, you know, backdoor into the system. And they lost, what was it, 14 million? Something like that? I'd have to look again. But trading-wise, it could be definitely a couple X. You know, we have an engulfing candle, which is great. On the 1 hour, how are we doing? We're bouncing up here. We're kind of finding a level of resistance. All right, I'd really like to see, you know, an entry into this guy for me would be right around the 39. And why is that? That's just because there's multiple touches here. You know, like a good level of support and resistance has multiple touches. You could say, hey, this one's got, you know, 2. Ideally, you want to have like at least 3. So here's 1, 2, you know, 3. This was almost 4, right? This one I think still counts as 1, this whole deal. Okay. So that would be my entry into Ethereum Classic, would be pretty dang close to 40, 39, right? And then this is on the daily. So then what would I be looking at? Be looking at a price target of about 50. That's a pretty good run. Right? That's a 30% move, which I could definitely see. I could absolutely see, right? Bought at $10 a share. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Would love to see ETC push back 40 again. I believe it will. I believe it will. It's that there's that saying of, a rising tide rises all boats, some shit like that. It's close. I kind of butchered it, but you get it. A rising tide rises all boats. Yeah. So boom. We just pumped 39. There's getting close. Getting close. We'll see if we get it's continuing to move. I like it. And then last thing, I'll just look at my ADA trade, see if I need to change anything, because I'm doing it live here, and then I can be done. I can go about my day as well. Okay, another, what you think ETH will dump after merge? I don't think ETH is going to dump after merge. I really don't. There's a lot of it that is, sorry, I just got an email here. I'm looking at multiple things. I got 4 screens. You guys are only seeing one screen. I got 4 screens here. Truthfully, I don't think it's going to dump. And if it does dump, a big dump would be back to 1,000, 1,250, 1,000. All right. ADA. What did I get in ADA at? Just because I can look. I'm not going to look at where's my iPad? My notes. Where I have my trading journal. You guys got to have a trading journal where you mark everything down. So I got in. I did get in on the daily again on. Okay. So I got in right here. My stop, it's down here. Again, you guys should know this. Why would I put my stop down there? Okay, because I want to be proven wrong, right? I want to be proven wrong. I could have put my stop here, but just for me being safer, it was better for me to put my stop here because it's how risky are you? This is a break of the trend, right? But I wanted a big break of the trend for me to go there. And, I am at 11%. So my price target is where I got this, 53. That's my price target. So, oh, dang it. I got to get rid of that. Move this over so I can have price. All right. And I love alerts because I'm going to go have dinner and chill out, right? So, ADA, 1 hour, resistance, 222. Nope, this is the daily. Sorry, we've been talking about 1 hour. 1 day. And then this is linked to my phone. Okay. I can maybe show a tutorial on how to do that as well. Then that way, boom, you can see now I got the little deal here. When it gets there, I will be close to about 50% and I can take profit on my trade. Is there any other questions before I end the chat real quick? If you guys have anything, I'll just stick around for just a little bit longer, see if you guys have any other questions that I might be able to answer. But 33 minutes, half an hour, guys, half an hour, and we are still green. We are still green. As green is my background. Green is my background. Boom, 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 boom. So anybody in the chat? All right. Well, maybe next time I'll answer more of your questions. And if you guys want me to do more stocks, because I'm huge into stocks, I'm more of a dollar cost averager into stocks. I definitely trade crypto way more than I trade stocks. Actually, it's a 90-10 split. I rarely buy options anymore, just because it's easier. But hey, I appreciate all you guys. Let's fingers crossed that we're gonna have a green day. Tomorrow. We've got 7 hours. We've got 30 minutes here. Anything can happen. I can change my strategy. If something were to happen, we're going to tank. But can you start tweeting what you're trading daily? It also helps. Okay, so back in the chat, can you start tweeting what I'm trading? I can, and eventually I'm creating some courses. I'm writing a book. And, I want to have more of a Patreon deal to where I'll put my trades, so people can copy me like right away, to where I'm not just showing you screenshots on stuff. I think that would be big helpful, because again, I can't just give away everything for free, especially a lot of information that I do on retirement and things of that nature. So we're getting a small little retracement here. That's totally okay. And I think we're good. But I appreciate you guys. I will start tweeting a little bit more. I have like no followers on Twitter. It's mainly just TikTok is where I'm big on. Instagram, I kind of copy a lot of stuff on there, but I appreciate all you guys. This is Johnny Crypto.